Welcome to RomWills Money Matters. Farmers markets are great locations. Farmers markets are great locations. Now, the past few weeks I've been talking about vending. I'm gonna tell you what, a farmers market is a great location because it was either last week or the week before. I don't know. They get so tripped up where I said, yeah, you want to have a steady location. If you can find a steady location to vend, like a flea market, vendor's market, and especially a farmer's market, that could be good. Like there was a farmer's market I usually don't go through, but just for the sake of this video, I actually walked through a local farmer's market. And yeah, they had farmers, you can definitely get food, but they had people selling other stuff that wasn't food. And that can actually be a good thing, because the thing about farmers markets, one, you get good customers. You get good customers. They typically not paying for anything. At least the farmers markets in that area, in this area. I don't know, they might have a farmers market somewhere that might make you pay, but typically a farmers market ain't gonna make you pay. Also, people are gonna come through. They mainly coming through for food. That's the main thing they're coming for. They're coming through to find some type of food. So whatever, and and I've seen even there was a food truck that usually comes in my area, and I saw them at the farmers market. So they had pizza. You can get something good to eat, but see, people they come into to feed themselves. But then if you right there, say if you next to some good farmer, or somebody has some good food, or somebody cooking some food or something, it could be something to drink, because sometimes I'll drive past that farmer's market after they've getting out, and there's a young man, and I have to go in there. He always is the last person to leave. The parking lot will be empty. He'll still be there. He waits to the very last second. I gotta see what he got. But if I were to go to that farmer's market, maybe sell something, I would try to set up as close as possible to him, because he's always there. See, once you set up there, it's good. And see, here's the thing. Now, say people come through and they see your stuff, but for whatever reason, they don't have money there, but they know you're going to be there next week. They can always hook you up then. It was like I was saying, if you had a steady location. So you getting crowds. That's one of the main things. You getting people who are coming in. You got a steady location. They know you there. Even if you can't spend money, even if they can't spend money, rather, they know you there, so they might come back the next week. You just say to them, oh yeah, I'll be here next week. Boom, boom. You're steady. And then just be friendly, like I've talked about before. You still want to talk to people, even if you're not selling anything. You want to stand up, you want to talk to people, be friendly, be like, hey, how you doing? In fact, that whole part, just, hey, how you doing? Let me go into that real quick. You never know when you can get somebody to stop that wasn't going to otherwise stop. So you always, I'm going to remind y'all about that one. I'm going to throw that one out all the time. You always want to talk to everybody. But getting back to the farmer's market, that is a great location. No matter how much money you spending on it, no matter how much money you spending for that space, and it might be tough, but you get a crowd of people who see you all the time, and depending on what you sell, even if it's not food, you might be able to get steady customers. People going to come back. Like, say, he's selling oils or something, body oils. Like I knew this vendor who sold body oils, and people kept them in business. The beauty of body oils, people are getting it all the time. And in fact, I'll talk about having that type of product. I'll do a separate video on that. Like having a product that people always have to get. All right, I'll do a separate video on that. I don't know if I'll do it next week or the week after, but I'll do something on that. But I'm gonna tell you what, they're great locations, because usually they advertise and people know they there. Sometimes if you, depending on the jurisdiction you in, They might be the ones to advertise and say, hey, we always have this. And then people know about it. And it's usually located where you can always find it. Like there's in the little town next to me, the farmer's market is always at the where the municipal courthouse is. So people, unfortunately, people gonna know where the municipal courthouse is. So they're always gonna have something there. They're always gonna be in the same location. So you know, that's good. All you had to do is set up well. Like I would say, if you at a farmer's market, as best as possible, set up next to somebody selling some food, like maybe some dairy or not dairy, you know, fruits and vegetables and stuff. Either set up next to that or set up next to somebody selling something like some pizza or especially something to drink, something like that. Your setup is very good there. Your setup is very important. Your location where you set up at a farmer's market is very good. Like if you could set up near the entrance or just set up, I would say at a farmer's market, the best place might be maybe in the middle somewhere. Because one thing with a farmer's market too that I've noticed, people are always going to walk around. They're going to walk around. They want to make sure they get everything. And as long as you set up near food or something, or especially near some food that everybody's always going to come get, you're very good. And like I say, all you have to do is be friendly. And it's not like a vending show where, you know, they'll have the vending show maybe once every 3 months or something. And they're good to go. But the farmer's market people are going to come back. They're always going to come back for that food. Like if they get squash or collard greens or something, they're going to eat it. They're going to always come back for it. And you just set up right next to the people selling that. And then it's like, it's a great location. Even if you doing regular vending shows, that's when it's good to maybe have somebody who could watch that space for you. All right. In fact, that's something I'll talk about too in the next coming weeks. That's something I'll talk about too. Man, I got two things that I'm gonna have y'all talk about. Yeah, I got 2 things. Wow. I don't know. I only got a few seconds left on this. Yeah. And just this don't have nothing to do with vending. I always do a certain amount of time on here because it's easier to get ads for it. Ron got to get paid. But anyway, farmers markets are great locations. Like in whatever area you live in, find out where the farmers markets are. Find out where they are. Find out what you have to do. And like I say, the local farmers market, they will have people set up who aren't selling food or anything, but they still set up good. They will have whatever. So anyway, though, that's all I have for today. Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.